Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I hope this video gives you lots of cleaning motivation and get you in the mood to clean along with me and tick off the to-do list that you have either written down on paper or like me in your mind and you're just ticking them off as you're going along. I thought I would get stuck right back into my New Year reset for 2024 and get into some good old cleaning videos. It's been about a week in our house that we've been a little bit poorly and under the weather, so things have got a little bit messy, but not too bad because thankfully we are quite clean and organised people, but still you can't be given a deep clean. Like the oven was very dirty, so I'm going in with the M&S degreaser just to get rid of any of that built-in caked in water marks and grease marks that land on our hob. Once I've cleared off all of the degreaser off the hob, I then have to go in with a glass e-cloth just to polish it up a little bit because I feel like it never quite shines and sparkles, but I suppose it's because there's quite a lot going on the top of this hob. I absolutely love it, but it is a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle to take it apart and put it all back together. But once it's had a little wipe over, it does get that nice little sparkle. Does black granite and glass ever sparkle and, you know, not show any smears or smudge marks? I would love to know if you have black granite tops like these or quartz. It is such a struggle to get these to look clean, and you would think when they're white they're harder to keep clean. They're not. White is so much easier to keep clean, and if there was one thing I could change in this kitchen, it would be to have white worktops, because these just show up every mark. And if you have black worktops just like I do, I would love to know how you clean them and make them shine and sparkle and avoid all of those marks and grease marks. I mean, they are a whole job on their own to keep clean. But little update on my painted kitchen. It's actually standing up quite well. Well, standing up quite well, yeah, it hasn't fell down. But, you know, it's easy to clean, easy to maintain, and I can't wait to paint it all over again. Not right now, though. I'm going to wait until next year, but I've got a feeling green is what it's going to be. I've kind of got back into using the dishwasher, and I haven't used it for such a long time, but we struggle for space for draining dishes, and because the worktops are granite, it only takes the slightest little tap and, you know, you've got broken dishes and broken cups. I cannot tell you how many I've smashed. The little dipping dishes that you've just seen me get out, I picked those up from Dunelm for £1 and I've bought about 5. The one I use to put the tea bag in, because we have no bin in the kitchen. I do have a bin in the utility, but I don't want to, you know, slop tea get into the bin. So I just used that little dish and I've smashed 5. And when I was in Dunelm a couple of days ago, Lee said, "You're not buying more. You've not smashed them again, have you?" I said, "I have." We have smashed so many cups and plates since we've moved into this house. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy an expensive dinner service set, you know, for like £60-70 when I'm just smashing them on the worktop. Put a tea towel down now, as you can see here, and I drain the dishes onto the tea towel. But I so miss washing my dishes by hand and having to use the dishwasher, because I just don't have any room on the worktop to be able to drain them. Since you came around, I feel like the only one who found out the reason why. Oh, I was just lonely, but since you came around, all I see is tomorrow. And it was at this point that I had to swap cameras. I was trying to get a fancy little camera angle for you and put my camera onto the little small countertop tripod, and it slipped forward, slapped the granite, and my little Canon G7X won't even switch on now. And I'm like, oh no, my favourite little camera has gone to camera heaven. I hate these worktops, honestly. One of my favourite things is the fact that it takes me 10 minutes to clean this kitchen, and I love that. I'm now going to light one of my favourite wax melts, which is Toni's blend. It was restocked a couple of days ago on my website and Etsy, so I will link it in the description box down below. I did get lots of requests asking when Toni's blend is coming back in stock, and I'm happy to let you know it's back in stock, and my house smells like home. I absolutely love this fragrance. Now that's the kitchen nice and clean and shiny. It's time to move on to the dining room or the back room, and I've got some lovely decor updates to share with you all. What do you all think of my almost complete back room? I just, honestly, I can't tell you how much I love this room and the layout, how it sits, having a coffee table. All I've got left to do is paint the lower half of this room and put some paneling on the walls. I'm still undecided whether I want to go white or put the paint all the way down the wall. I'm undecided on that, so I'm going to take a little bit longer to think it through. I would love to know what you think. I just love white. So to move away from white and put a little bit of colour in every single room in this house has been something that I've really wanted to try. I know they're not bold colours, but I've gone very bold with the accent colours, like the coffee table, the cushions, the artwork, because all of that can be changed out in time. But I would love to know whether you think I should keep the white on the lower half of this room and panel it, or take the skim and stone, which is the paint colour, all the way down and finish the room off. Now, when it comes to styling this new coffee table, which I share all the details in my next video that's coming up, styling coffee tables is not something I've ever done because I've never owned a coffee table, and I wanted to use all the little bits that I've already got without having to, make purchases to fill the table when I'd already had to buy the table. So I was just using all the little bits that I could find around the house to create a nice little aesthetic on this coffee table. So it draws the eye in, and it adds a little bit of interest and texture in the middle of the room. I love how it turned out, but I did purchase some other little bits and bobs online, which I share in my next video, but a couple of the items arrived damaged. So what you see on the coffee table now definitely doesn't stay this way. They were just bits that I had that I could use, but wait until you see it when it's all finished. Oh my goodness, I love this coffee table. These are a couple of the items that arrived damaged, unfortunately. This vase was cracked on the bottom and split, and I absolutely love it as well. And then I ordered a neutral coloured urn style vase with two little handles on the side, and that also arrived smashed and damaged, as you can see. And I don't think there's anything more disappointing than opening a package and seeing that. You think, oh, it's such a waste, isn't it? But they've now been returned, and I couldn't purchase the grey one, but I could purchase the neutral coloured one, so I can get to creating something amazing in one of my future videos. We are now moving on to the front room to give this a nice little clean over, because I just feel like the dust has layered up. It's probably been about 4 or 5 days since my house has been properly cleaned, and everything just looks so sparkly and clean and nice. And the most important thing is, it smells amazing. This cleaner is good old Mr. Muscle's glass cleaner, but I smashed the trigger on the bottle. I dropped it and it could no longer be used, so I just put it into this little spare bottle that I have, and I use that on all the mirrored surfaces and mirrors in my house, and it makes them sparkle and be smear free. Like, if I could use this on the granite in the kitchen, I would. I suppose I could use it as a little way of shining them up a little bit. But, you know, I like to use an antibacterial cleaner in the kitchen for obvious reasons. But as you can see, it wasn't too bad, the front room. It had just got a little bit cluttered. And there's my little broken camera. I did test it twice and I've checked it again and it's still not working. But the dust had thickened up quite a bit on the glass and on the mirrored surfaces. So it was nothing that a little bit of Mr. Muscle's glass cleaner and kitchen roll couldn't fix. Are there any dog or cat mums out there who feel incredibly guilty to shove all the pooches off the sofa while you fluff the cushions and vacuum it and, you know, give it a little freshen up? Well, I'm that dog mum that just doesn't like to disturb the dogs. My dogs are old. The Peg's almost 11 and Dolly and Noah are 10. And I just want them to live their best lives possible and not, you know, chuck them off the sofa where they're nice and cosy. So if it means me squashing cushions in between them, then I'm going to do that without disturbing them, obviously. But this little clip honestly melts me. Look, the way Dolly's following me and watching me, and Noah, they're just, honestly, these 3 dogs are our extended family. The sofa is theirs, and I would never chase them down for me to fluff the cushions. So I just left one cushion on the footstool. But does anybody else feel that mum guilt where you're like, I can't? Even as I'm sat here editing now, I'm sat on the floor and the 3 dogs are all sprawled on the sofa. I used a damp microfiber cleaning cloth to clean the fireplace and the same cloth for the TV, just to get the dust off, because there was quite a bit of dust on that telly screen. I would love it if you could leave me a comment and let me know if you've enjoyed this style of video. It's been a long time since I've created this style, and I would love to know if it's been something that has given you some motivation and if you've enjoyed it. I'm going to like my Toni's blend wax melts, which are linked in the description box down below for anybody who wants to have a little try of them. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time out of your day with me, and I will see you all in my next video.